Most acoustic guitars have a piezo pickup in the bridge. It's the most efficient way to have an electrified acoustic guitar without a lot of feedback and stuff, but it has a particular sound to it. It doesn't sound entirely natural. One way that you can make it sound more natural is using an impulse response, which is essentially a very detailed EQ curve, much like we use to simulate a speaker cabinet with modeling amps into the Axe effects. And you can put an impulse response of an acoustic guitar onto your piezo guitar signal, and it makes it sound a lot more natural and more like if you had recorded it with a microphone or several microphones. Because some of us are in environments where we cannot record with several microphones, or we'll pick up all kinds of sounds of people throwing things in the trash and yelling and car alarms and stuff like that. I decided to try some acoustic IRs. I found some very reasonable $15 ones from 3 Sigma. And I was pleasantly surprised because I thought I was going to get like one IR, like one file of each guitar. I have this little mini Martin, and I have the Godin 7-string classical. Occasionally, a writing technique I will employ is I will take something that I normally don't like, or that I think is cliche or done to, I don't know, something that seems opposed to my normal writing style, and I will write a song with it anyway and see what happens. And in this case, I thought of this initially as like a John Mayer type song, who I do not care for at all, but with what I consider to be a basically series of Steely Dan chords. And the main thing it needed that I could not do, and I really couldn't get to work on any other guitar, is it has a little sort of this little thump thing that doesn't quite work right on anything that isn't a steel string acoustic guitar with a piezo, because the piezo takes vibrations from the bridge here, you can hear, so it picks up that crap. I'm going to see what kind of tones I can get with these acoustic IRs. So here we are on 3 Sigma's website, 3 Sigma Acoustic Impulses. And we have the Martin D45. We're going to see how that sounds layered onto the, I believe it's an LX1 Mini Martin. And then for classical guitar, for the Godin, I wasn't sure which one to use, so I just wanted to go for the most traditional and fanciest, and the Cordoba Hauser Limited. You can hear that piezo twang, that sproing is the main issue I was having, but I got a free impulse response loader from Lancaster Audio. Not as fancy as some, but again, free. Because again, it's really just like a wave file that applies a very detailed EQ curve. I was pleasantly surprised. I was expecting like a very small set of files for these. This is the Martin D45, and you can see there's all these different folders. They're different IRs meant for different types of piezo pickups. There's one for using in the Kemper profiling amp, because some people will use acoustic IR in a modeler or profiler to put over even an electric guitar and get a much closer to an acoustic sound. I believe John Petrucci does that. Alex Lifeson does that. Alex Lifeson does it in the Axe effects. The classical one even has the Godin in it, the Godin ACS preamp and pickup, so that's cool. The other cool thing is that for each of those pickups, there are 4 different sample rates, which is great because I do everything at 48 kilohertz. The Godin one had 5 different ones, each with an A, B, and C. The A was like neutral. The B was less lows for like boomy guitars, and then the C was more lows for like bright guitars that need more full body. And so, but basically 5 different that were essentially different blends of microphones. They used a bunch of really nice microphones and preamps to record the numbers. Okay, each IR group has a set of numbers. These are mix-ready combinations of various microphones and microphone positions. That's the other part about recording an acoustic guitar, is it can be very tricky. You usually use multiple microphones. You point them at different places. Like usually you point one at the sound hole, one at the neck, but maybe at an angle, maybe like an XY pattern. It's a whole thing, and if you're into recording, it's super interesting. But it's, A, I don't have the types of microphones you usually use for it currently, and B, I have a terrible environment for recording acoustic guitars. I'm in New York City, and it's hard to avoid noise. So you would hear all kinds of crap if I was trying to record naturally. So if this actually works to my satisfaction, it's going to be a big step in recording acoustic stuff, not only because I have a steel string now, but the Godin I have, the nylon classical is wonderful, and if I can make that sound more realistic, it's going to be amazing. 1 to 5, but then there's also these different variations. Each IR group has an A, B, and C variation. Formula, flat low end, thin low end, bold low end. Sure. But this one, there's like multiples. Oh, they're different generic piezo pickups. Oh my God. Okay, so that's way more options than I thought I would have, but that's great. Okay, so I'm just going to start trying them and see what we get. This is bypassed. Pure piezo. We put the IR on. Definitely sounds more natural. It's a little like quiet though. I gotta boost it a little. It's so natural that I keep thinking I'm hearing it outside the headphones, but it is in there. It's just I'm gonna boost it. I'm probably gonna throw a compressor on it, but I want to hear the natural. Try a few more. I got just so many now. I don't even need this many options. I just need one remotely decent sounding IR. My only complaint about this loader is that I can't make the window bigger for scrolling through the... So far, Piezo 2 Impulse 1 is my favorite. This is a way better value than I expected for $15. All right, I'm gonna go with this one. I think it's the most balance of things I'm looking for. It sounds natural, but still kind of bright. It does it picks up the thumpy thing well enough. I've been playing this without drums or a click for so long that I know the tempo tends to drift a bit, and so I need a little help to keep it steady. Great job. I did not make enough drum repeats. All right, let's select our IRs for the Godin. I like 3, but 4 seems like it hides the piezo better, so I'm going to go with that for now. All right, that's it. That's the whole song. We got it down. We got it all recorded. It's fine. It's good. No one's gonna see this. Haha. All right. If you did see this, and you somehow see the end of this, thanks anyway. And I'm turning it off now.